Hey friends, Mitch Tidwell here, and I want to help you get registered for M3 Camp. This is specifically for youth leaders, camp administrators, camp coordinators, whoever's doing logistics to get your church ready for camp. This is what this tutorial is for. It's for you. So let me share my screen here. And all right, so we're going to start at the M3 page. So you'll come to sbtexas.com/M3. You'll come down here, you'll see the dates, you'll pick whatever camp that you want to go to. We have 4 dates available. So you'll come up, you'll click register there. It'll take you to a page that looks like this, and you will pick, if you're a youth minister, a student, or an adult, you pick that, and this will give you the pathway of how you will register. So we're doing this as a youth minister, so we'll click there. All right, so you just put your name in, pretty simple stuff. Registration type, youth minister. Next. Move on. So cell phone to reach you at camp. This is preferably your personal cell phone. That way, if we need to reach you, if there's an emergency, or if we need to know where you guys are at, this is super helpful in getting in contact with you. Social Security. So we'll run your background check for you. You don't have to do that. Actually, yeah, we'll do that for you. You'll click that box there. You'll consent to us running your background check. You put your church name in. We're just going to put SBTC First Baptist, State Highway 60, Grapevine, Texas, 131. Oh. And then church phone number. This is just so we can get in contact at your church, church office, or something like that. And then registration code. So this is super important. So when you finish registering, you're going to give the M3 website, which is this website right here, to your students and your adults. They're going to come down and they will pick which camp they're going to, and they will go through registration. But what's going to link their registration to your church is this registration code. So put a registration code in here that's memorable, that'll be easy for students and adults to remember. We're just going to go with SBTC for this one. And you can just, it can be really simple. So we'll save and next. All right. You can put your church's Instagram name in there. We'll just use SBTC students. That way we can follow you on ours. Put your t-shirt size. And then assistant or camp coordinator. So this is the person that's going to have your paperwork. It's going to have the medical forms. They're going to have all your information. Put their info in here. That way, in case we need to contact them, we can. I'll just put Kylie Badgley, who works here. And we'll just do 0. Next, you can pick your colors that you want for rec. And that way what we'll do is once we get all these in, it's first come, first serve, but you'll just put which colors you want, and we'll work at trying to get those for you. Lastly here, it's assigned medicine manager. So the medicine manager is the person in charge of making sure that your students take their medicine at the appropriate times at the nurses station at camp. And we highly recommend that if your group is over 40, that you bring a nurse as one of your adult leaders, especially if you happen to be going to the Glorieta camp. There's always a lot of accidents and injuries and dehydration and things like that because of the altitude. But whoever's going to be overseeing the meds, who's ever going to be overseeing trying to get your students to take their meds in the morning or evening, put their information here. I will put Kylie down for that as well. So you just put their information in there and save and exit. Or next, not exit. Next, you will put the quantity. So how many students are you planning on bringing? So we think, hey, we're going to get 25 students involved at camp. You'll select next. This will kind of give you a summary of all the information that you've put in thus far. So you got all those there. You'll hit next again. And then you'll hit the final summary page, and this is really the financial summary. So you'll see we have 25 spots. It's going to cost us a total of $6,760. You see a difference in these totals because this is your personal registration, and this is the quantity of people you're bringing. So $6,760. And so here's a couple of options that you have at this point. The minimum payment amount is 20% of the total amount due. So this is the deposit that confirms your participation in M3 Camp, and it holds your space. So you can lock these in right now by paying by credit card. You can lock those in right now, pay the 20% deposit, and you are good to go. Or you can pay by check. And so what you do is you'll click check. It's got some information there. It shows you where you can mail the check there. You also get an invoice at the next page. But you have those two options. Again, credit card, pay it right now. It confirms the amount. And it holds your space. You're good to go. Or check, 20% of the amount due. If you need to know what that 20% is, if you don't want to do the math, click credit card. And it will actually show up right here. It does that math for you. We tried to get it up here, it just wouldn't work. So this is the 20%. So here's the thing though, is you have 3 weeks. If you click check, you have 3 weeks to pay this 20% deposit. And that will secure your spot. Once you click this, it'll secure your spot for 3 weeks. And you have 3 weeks to submit your deposit check to the SBTC in order to continue to hold those spots. If you do not submit the check in 3 weeks from when you click finish, then after 3 weeks, those spots will be released for other churches to sign up. So please keep that in mind as you register. So go ahead and click finish. Processing. All right, so this is the final page, but like I said, you're almost done with your registration. There's a couple next steps. Complete your camp registration forms. So you as a leader, you need to complete these forms. And then in the second thing, check your confirmation email for next steps for your student adults to receive important information. So you'll need to do those registration forms, and then you'll need to check your confirmation form as well. If you need an invoice to turn into your office, just click invoice here, you click it there, click that. And if you just do print, then you can just open it up there and it will pull up an invoice that you can print and say, hey, this is what we owe. Again, 20% deposit is what you need to secure those spots. So you can print that off and send that to your church office as well. But there you go. So what you do next is you want to pull up your email, and you will want to go to your confirmation email. Here it is. And you'll pull that up and it'll give you your next step. All right, so you'll click here on camp registration forms. It is going to take you to a page that looks like this. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put your name in there and your email as the youth minister, whoever's your camp administrator, whoever's gonna be overseeing it. That's where this information goes. And then your lead pastor or supervisor. This is anybody that oversees you in the ministry that you're doing. So you'll put their name in here. Here's the thing. Is whenever you do this DocuSign, it's going to send you're going to start this process, and it's going to send an email to your lead pastor or supervisor, whoever's overseeing you, and they're going to need to fill this out and complete it as well. They can do it all online, but they'll need to do that in order for you to complete this portion of registration. For the sake of these purposes, illustration, I'm just going to put Callie's information in here, and then I'll begin signing. Sign in. All right, so here you go. You're in. Click continue, and you'll start filling out the paperwork. Now, here's anything in a red box that's required. Please put your information in there. In fact, it won't let you submit the paperwork unless you put the information in. So you'll go through, just for illustration purposes, I'm going to jumble up a bunch of stuff. You'll go through, fill all this stuff out. You will sign your name, so it puts my name in there. Again, I'll go through here, just putting information in. This is going to be really boring, so sorry. These are the name of all your volunteer sponsors, so you may not be able to turn this in immediately. You want to wait to turn this in until you have those people locked down. You'll put all their information and their date of birth in here as well. And then we'll need, obviously, your signature and name printed. Go through, again, more stuff. Just make sure you fill all this out. This will greatly help us in this process. We go through again. Through, yada, yada. Please don't do this. Make sure you put your real information in here. So sign, more information, more information. Go through here, get initial, sign, and then phone number. Sign at the end. Oh, what I forget? Oh, relationship. There we go. All right. So we're here down here at the end. We're done. I'll click finish. All right. So now your document is finished. You can download it, and then you can put it in your Dropbox folder. Remember, you need to have your lead pastor or your supervisor needs to sign that as well before you download that and put that in the Dropbox folder. Remember, when you save that file, save it with your last name dot first name. Last name dot first name. That'll help keep all that alphabetized, and we can keep all that in a neat format so we can get that stuff whenever we can. So you'll download that. It's easy to download. It's being generated. You're going to save it, and then you'll have it there so you can print it. You can keep it, but basically we need you to put that into your Dropbox folder in that adult section. And we'll show you how to do that in a minute. Go to your confirmation email. Here it is. And you'll pull that up, and it'll give you your next step. So again, camp registration forms. Again, it reiterates, if you chose to pay your deposit by check, your church has 3 weeks from today to mail a deposit check in order to secure your church's camp spot. So make sure you do that. Here's what's going to happen next. In 2 to 3 business days, you'll receive a confirmation to use your church's registration code. So remember that code I talked about at the beginning that you'll need to connect your students and adults to your church. What we'll need to do is, once you submit that code, we'll need to go into the system and put that code in and link that code to your church. So once we do that, we will send you an email in 2 to 3 business days saying, hey, this code is live, it works, it's good. And then we will also send you a link to a Dropbox folder that will house your church's camp paperwork and camp promotional material. So that's where you'll put all your information, your students, your adults, and then we even have some folders in there that will have some information material that will be super helpful to you. So again, once approved, share your registration code with your students. They can go to this link, they can register, they can use this code. And then once you have your Dropbox folder, there's also next steps in there as well. Another point thing to know is that after you put your deposit in, you have till May 17th to pay your full amount of that you owe. All right, so let's stop right here, and let's just say that, okay, you register for 25 spots, but you find out that only 20 are coming. So keep a hold of this email, and you'll click this link right here. Just click that. It'll take you back to the website, and you'll need to get your confirmation number, which is in that email. So we'll go down here. Here's my confirmation number. Just copy and paste that. So we'll go back down here. Click OK. All right, so it takes us back there, and then now we can adjust from, say we thought we were going to get 25, but we're only getting 20. So let's go in here, and we want to reduce this quantity by 5. So you can reduce it there. If you need to add, so you got 30, you could put 5 there, and it would add it. So you want to reduce it by 5. We'll hit next. Again, it kind of updates us, gives us a summary next, and you just finish. All right, and it will give you an updated invoice. You can click that. You can turn that into, if you need to, turn that into the office. It updates your costs. And also just know that your deposit always goes towards no matter what the number is, it always goes towards whatever the cost is for your registration. So you can do that. So make sure you do that if you need to modify at a certain point. So, okay, so here we are. We've got the registration email. And so next you're waiting on that 2 to 3 business days to get your email with your code and your Dropbox folder. So here's what will happen. We'll send you an email with the code, but you'll get an email that looks like this. And what this is it is a Dropbox folder. So has invited you to edit the folder. Evangelism Department has invited you to edit the folder SBTC Baptist Church. So we're going to go to that folder. All right, so you'll get to this page here, and this is your Dropbox folder that houses really everything you need to complete your camp registration. You even have this to-do list to mark off to help you walk through this process. So again, complete your personal DocuSign registration forms. If you chose check, pay your deposit. Uh-oh, that's misspelled. Pay your deposit. You have 3 weeks to get your check to the SBTC office. We have registration instructional videos that we're going to put in here that you can send to your students and your leaders if they're having trouble registering. Again, share your registration code and instructional videos with your adult leaders and all that. You can read all of this here. We have the deadlines in here as well. So here's what will happen. You have a student that has completed their they've gone to the website, they've completed their registration process, they have an email that has their registration forms in it, and they send it over to you. So now how do you take that and put it into one of these folders? So here's what we do. You'll upload students' DocuSign registration forms to the folder, completed registration forms right here, and then students. You'll want to go into that folder and save the documents this way. This is a huge help to you and also to us to keep things organized, is save them by last name dot first name. That will be a huge help. So you'll basically go here. Then you have adult leaders and students. You'll go here. And then what you want to do is you want to upload a file. And so we have on our desktop here, this is a DocuSign file. And let's just say you have a student that, let's see, let's make sure that gets in there good. Let's refresh that. Yep, there it is. Okay. So we want to rename this with the name of the student. So you just take this last name first. So we'll just do Tidwell.Mitch and then save, and then it's done. You'll leave it there. What this does is this gives you a file to keep your registration documents organized in, and it also gives us access, and then also that we can give the camp access because the campground needs this paperwork as well. So we'll go back up here. We'll go back to the folder. So that's how you'll upload in there. In registration forms, you'll upload adult leaders and student leaders. What you'll need to do is make sure all your adult leaders have registered by April 24th. And once they do that, we will send you a link to have your adults to make sure they have completed their registration forms, but also make sure they completed their Ministry Safe certificates. So by May 1st, we will send you a link for your adults to take Ministry Safe training. This is required for any adult to participate in camp. And then you'll need to have them take that and upload their certificates by May 17th. And you'll get an email with those. And just like we did with the registration forms, you'll take those, you'll come in here and you'll upload them here in this folder right here. So, and that's it. I think by the end, you want to make sure all of your registration is done, all camp paperwork for adults, for students, make sure all of the Ministry Safe are done, and make sure you check kind of all your boxes here, and then your registration will be complete. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at m3camp@sbtexas.com. That's m3camp@sbtexas.com.